Reaction Engines Limited is a British aerospace manufacturer based in Oxfordshire, England. History and personnel. Reaction Engines was founded in 1989 by Alan Bond and Richard Varvel and John Scott. The company conducts research into space propulsion systems, centered on the development of the Skylon reusable SSDO spaceplane. The three founders worked together on the HOTOL project, funding for which was withdrawn in 1988, largely due to significant technical obstacles. The division of responsibilities is Mark Thomas CENG Phrase, Managing Director; Nigel McNascott, Non-Executive Chairman; Alan Bond, Founder and Chief Engineer; Tom Scrope, Finance Director; Richard Varvel, Technical Director and Chief Designer; Sam Hutchison, Director of Corporate Development; Dr. Robert Bond, Corporate Programs Director; Gordon Harrison, Production Director; Dr. John Garrett as Non-Executive Director. In 2015, BAE agreed to buy a 20% stake in the company as part of an agreement to help develop Reaction's synergetic air-breathing rocket engine, hypersonic engine designed to propel the Skylon orbiter. Current research. Skylon is a design for a single stage-to-orbit, combined-cycle-powered orbital spaceplane. Sabre Skylon and the Sabre engine by which it will be powered are being developed as a private venture which aims to overcome the obstacles that were imposed on further HOTOL development due to the British government classifying the HOTOL engine as an official secret, and keeping the engine design classified for many years afterward. The company's current research effort is focused on pre-cooler heat exchanger technology, with additional funding gained from the sale of consultancy. The company has also received funding from the EU to investigate applications of its technologies to rapid long-distance passenger transport, under the LAPCAT project. In February 2009, the European Space Agency announced that it was partially funding work on Skylon's engine to produce a demonstration engine by 2011. In July 2016, at the Farnborough Air Show, Reaction Engines announced £60 million in funds from the UK Space Agency and ESA to create a ground-based Sabre demonstration engine by 2020. A2 On the 5th of February 2008, the company announced it had designed a passenger plane to the concept stage. The A2 would be capable of flying non-stop halfway around the world at hypersonic speed. The A2's engine, Scimitar, has pre-cooler technology which is somewhat similar to Sabre, but does not have the rocket features, and is optimized for higher efficiency for atmospheric flight. Advanced Studies. Reaction Engines Limited is currently also researching about more advanced spaceflight. Passenger module for Skylon. Although Skylon is designed to only launch and retrieve satellites, and that is also unmanned, Reaction Engines Limited has proposed a passenger module in the payload bay of the Reaction Engines Skylon spaceplane. The passenger module is sized to fit in the payload bay and can carry up to 24 passengers and one crew. There is an ISS-type docking port and airlock as the central feature. There are two ground entry doors that align with the doors on the side of the Skylon payload bay to allow easy ground access to the cabin. The doors are fitted with conventional inflatable chutes for passengers to escape in case of any ground emergency. There are space shuttle-type windows on the roof of the module for passengers to enjoy the view in space. There is also a washroom and hygienic facilities provided in the cabin. The initial configuration will be fitted with 5 ejector seats for 4 passengers and 1 crew, rather similar to the first 4 Space Shuttle spaceflights. Once the passenger module is fully certified, the ejection seats will be removed and there will be 16 upright seats installed for a short stay in space and 4 supine seats for long stay in space. An upright seat will also be provided for the crew. There are also life support systems under the cabin floor, equipment bays, and cargo holds. Orbital base station. The orbital base station is a concept of a future, expandable space station to serve as an integral part of a future space transportation system and also in the maintenance and construction of future manned Moon and Mars spacecraft. The construction of the OBS is modular and assumes the use of the reaction engines Skylon in low Earth orbit. The structure is based on a cylinder designed to allow space inside the cylindrical section for the construction and repair of various spacecraft. The cylindrical structure will also provide space for habitation modules with docking ports, manipulate arms, and propellant farms to refuel an interplanetary spacecraft. Reaction engines Troy. The reaction engines Troy is a concept of a future manned mission to Mars. The concept arose to confirm the capability of the Skylon launch vehicle that it can and does enable large human exploration to the solar system's planets. The Troy spacecraft will consist of an unmanned precursor mission, which will consist of an Earth departure stage and a Mars transfer stage. There is a habitation module, a storage module, and a propulsion module to be deployed from the spacecraft to land together at a selected site on the Martian surface to form a base. There are also ferry vehicles designed to transfer crew members to and from the base to the orbiting manned spacecraft. There will be 3 precursor spacecraft to Mars to set up 3 bases on the planet to enable maximum exploration of the planet's surface. 50 days after launch, the Earth departure stage is brought back to low Earth orbit by the Earth's gravity, and the flowered space tug will bring the stage back to the orbital base station for construction of the later manned mission. The manned spacecraft will consist of 3 habitation modules, 3 docking ports, and 2 ferry vehicles. The spacecraft will rotate along the center line to provide artificial gravity. It will leave Earth with the Earth departure stage and transfer to Mars with the Mars transfer stage, and rendezvous with the precursor spacecraft in Martian orbit. The craft will dock together to enable the crew to transfer to the ferry vehicles for descent to the surface at a selected site. A crew, along with the equipped rovers, will spend 14 months to explore the Martian surface. A crew will return to Martian orbit with the ferry vehicle and rendezvous and dock with the orbiting manned spacecraft. After a detailed inspection of the vehicle, the spacecraft will leave Mars for Earth on the Earth return stage. When the craft is captured in a near orbit around Earth, a crew will board a ferry vehicle for transfer to low Earth orbit and rendezvous and dock with the waiting Skylon spacecraft for return to Earth. Construction of the spacecraft will take place at the orbital base station inside the cylindrical structure. Because the spacecraft is of highly modular design, the components will be brought up by the Skylon spacecraft. The rocket engines, fuel and oxidizer tanks, and habitation modules are sized to fit inside the Skylon payload bay, and that the fully assembled craft would also fit inside the cylindrical structure of the OBS. Flout OTV. The Flout Orbital Transfer Vehicle is a concept of a future space tug. It has the ability to dock with orbiting spacecraft and move payload in orbit. It is designed to be assembled from 2 parts, each size to fit inside the Skylon payload bay. It can be launched from the Skylon and will also be an integral part for the construction of the orbital base station as well as the reaction engines Troy and the retrieval of the Earth departure stage from the precursor mission of the Troy mission.